Hi everyone, it's only Frankie. Thought I'd drop you guys a quick video. Everyone's been sort of saying to me, oh, you haven't done a video this week, what's going on? And missed your updates. And to be honest guys, pretty boring really, because there's nothing to update you on. Things are staying the same. I'm still on buserelin. I'm on it for another week and then I'll have my baseline scan. I'm not having acupuncture this week because my acupuncture girl's away on holiday. And that's it really. So things plodding along. I feel very shit. Funny thing is, I don't know if I told you guys before, but I had a bit of a craving when I did my egg collections last time. It was oranges. I couldn't get enough of oranges. Orange juice, easy peelers. This time round, sweet chilli sauce. It must be something to do with the injections and hormones. But I've got this craving. Like I did stir fry tonight and had to put tons of sweet chilli sauce all over it. It's not something I would normally ever go for, sweet chilli sauce. And like last night, I woke up in the middle of my dream and I was dreaming I was eating chips with sweet chilli sauce. So I don't know what that's about. So anyway, today I want to do a video because it's something actually that people discuss with me quite a lot, and sometimes it's difficult to talk about it, and you know, you don't want to offend people with their own opinions on certain matters, but basically I want to talk to you guys about IVF and whether it's right or wrong to tell people you're going through it. For Jake and I, we have been fairly honest with most people. It wasn't that way to start with. When we tried for a baby naturally for years, it was something we kept quiet. Only our closest and very closest friends knew about it. We didn't tell our family because we didn't want people worrying and, you know, can you afford it, or, you know, have you two been together long enough? The questions like that. So, yes, we kept it to ourselves. I told my mum that we were trying around the time of our first miscarriage, which was quite shortly after we got married, actually. So I told her then. She knew I'd had the ovarian drilling a few years before, but we just kept it as, for when we're trying for a baby, we will do this. Yeah, it's quite a funny thing and preference to people. Like for us, when we embarked on the IVF route, Jake didn't want me going and telling everyone straight away. I told my family. It was something I felt strongly about, and I had to tell my mum and had to tell my sisters. Jake held back telling his parents for a few weeks, and they live abroad, and they came over to spend some time with us, and he spoke to them one evening to say, by the way, we will be doing this year. And at that point it was sort of the green light to, we could tell people, because Jake's mum would then go back to where they lived to tell Jake's sister that we would be doing IVF, wouldn't be seeing them this summer. And it sort of went from there. Then it sort of gave us a free rein to tell friends. And for me, I was quite honest. I told work straight away, only because I knew the appointments would be flagging up. I didn't want my boss thinking I was looking for another job. Do I look back and wonder, should I have kept it to myself? There were times, if I'm being honest, I have to be honest in these videos, otherwise there's no point in doing them. But when our egg collection was going wrong, and we had been told that it basically weren't taking, I was told to continue taking the meds that day, but I probably would be told to stop that evening. And I walked out the hospital and thought, I'm about to go to work. I've got friends there. My boss knows that I'm at this appointment. People know what we're going through. Their question's going to be, how's it going? I had a few friends text me that day wishing me good luck for my appointment. And it just dawned on me, I felt a bit of pressure. Not, I wouldn't have said overwhelmingly, but I did have pressure on me where I was like, I've got 10 minutes not working. And I spoke to Jake about that, and Jake said, look, just don't tell anyone anything. At the moment, they don't need to know till we know what decision's been made by the doctors. And in a way, I was glad I didn't have to go into work and say anything different, and I just went along with it because actually things worked out for us in the end. I'm grateful at times that I have told people, but then there's other times where you think, I told people to make it easier on ourselves, and sometimes I think it complicates it. You get, depends on people's different personalities. You've got people who will naturally always be supportive, will always be there, you know, and you know those people, the reliable people in your life who you can go and lean on if you need to. They never necessarily normally ask you questions, but they know you'll come to them when they're needed. Then you've got the people who don't understand what you're going through, who are non-maternal. My dad, for instance, can't get his head around why I'm doing this. He was a free spirit. He ended up with 3 children, but he was a free spirit who you would never have written down in life for my dad that he would have ended up with 3 children settled down, but he did. So for him, you know, the maternal love came afterwards. He never had that pull before we came along, and he doesn't. And there's other people, not just my dad, but there's other people who can't understand that they're watching me being drained from all the medication, going through some real highs and lows, and they don't understand why I'm doing this to myself as such, to get my end goal, when, you know, you could just keep trying and maybe one day it might just happen. So you get people like that. Then you get the know-it-alls who ask you how it is but talk over you, and they know what you're going through, but they don't. They've never gone through IVF. They've probably done a little bit of research on Google at most, but they know what you should be doing right now. You should be doing this, 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 this. And you think, hang on, you haven't even asked me how it's going and listened and processed it. So you get that type of person. Or you just get your general lovely friends around you that ask you from time to time to remind you that they are thinking of you and they know what you're going through. But then, you know, they're not too full on. Yeah, you get a right mix of people, obviously, and their reactions are different to their personalities. It depends. I'm quite a strong character. Jake can be strong. He's quite a soft touch in day-to-day life. He will, if he's backed into a corner of a situation, he has to be strong. There's no other option. That's when he's sometimes stronger than me. But generally, I think I'm the pushing force out of us both. And if I'm being honest, I think at times I had higher expectations for telling people, and Jake's a bit more realist and understands people aren't going to understand what you're going through unless they're physically doing it and going to every appointment, going to injections, you know, scans, understand the full process. They're never going to understand how I'm feeling inside on that day. If I'm having a down day, they're not going to take that into consideration if they make a flippant comment, you know. And that's where he's better than me at that sort of thing. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know if this video's helping. I don't know if I'm just rambling a load of crap to you guys. But I would say it is down to it's your personal preference, your choice. If I wasn't as pushy, would Jake necessarily tell people? He probably start telling people now rather than when egg collection was. He'd probably be telling his closest people now. Is it the right thing to do? With work, I feel it is. It's taking the pressure off me. Don't get me wrong, there are times where I sometimes feel like I'm nervous about asking for an appointment time off, or I don't want them thinking I'm taking the piss. So you do get that bit of pressure for that. But then overall, I think I would expect work to be completely honest with me if they could on certain situations, and I likewise would give them the same respect. And my boss has had a child last year, so you know, if you can't tell her, who can you tell? So then family, yes, definitely, hands down. I think family do need to know, they're entitled to know, especially with what you're going through. And you know, there could be times where you're really poorly from the medication, and your mum and dad do deserve to know that, and deserve to know why you're feeling under the weather. But then I would personally, if I was to advise, I would say that you know, when you tell them, I'm telling you this because you're my mum or my dad, but I will keep you updated, you know, and do it like that, rather than, so they're not ringing you every 2 minutes, going, is the baby here? Is there a baby yet? Is there a baby yet? So you've got those sort of people that I would say tell. Friends, it's a tough one. I would say make a judgment call on certain circles of friends. There probably are people I would hesitate telling now. Isn't that horrible to say if they're watching this? They probably won't be watching this. This is why I'm saying it. Yeah. But then I think there's no tiptoeing. They're never going to come to us and say, so when you're going to have a baby? You know, you guys have been married, you bought your house. They're never going to have that conversation, which takes pressure off me a bit, because I always feel embarrassed when someone puts you on the spot like that and say, oh, well, you guys, do you want kids? And I feel guilt towards Jake when people say that question, because I think I can't just do it normally. And you're having to go through an absolute freaking nightmare. And actually, when you tell your husband you're expecting, it's meant to be exciting and happy, and you know, we made this baby through love, not through 150 injections and 25 rows. And yeah, so it's hard. It's a hard decision. Only you know. I would say, if you're not comfortable telling people, use these YouTube videos to relate to people, and talk to your husband or partner or whoever's going through the process with you, because you need that someone next to you. And the person you live with or you're going through with it will be the closest person to understand what you're feeling. And I can't tell you guys what's going on up here at the moment, because the meds muddle you up. But what I do know is I can be the worst cow in the world, but actually Jake knows exactly what I'm going through, because he's been to every appointment, he sees me inject every night, he can read me like a book. He's been with me, you know, nearly 10 years. Yeah, I would just say lean on that person. If you're not comfortable telling other people what you're going through, which you're entitled to not tell them. So to sum it up, were we right, were we wrong to tell people? I think we were right, in my opinion. But I don't know, let me go, you know, you guys that have been through it, that you're watching this, let me know what you've done, and let's take it from there. Let's join this discussion, open it up to the world. Anyway, guys, keep subscribing and liking my videos. I want to get them out there a bit more, and I will speak to you soon, probably next week with the scan. Take care. Bye.